Hello ladies and gents, today is Wu Erling, which means I love you in China. It is a Chinese festival. Well, I say this is more of a commercial festival. It's their, you could call it Valentine's Day. And yeah, this is, I guess, the day for guys buying their girls gifts, you could say. And I did a video last night or yesterday on, I don't look that happy about it. It's been a long day of filming and doing work. Oh, looks like it's gonna rain today. Ooh, not the best sky. I'm British, I can tell when it's going to rain. You can almost, it's in our DNA, I can feel it. So I did this video yesterday on Wu Erling, how it doesn't really sound like, I think it should be, so Wu Erling is 520, which is supposed to sound like Wo Aini, which is I love you, which a lot of foreigners know that, by the way, Wo Aini. So I did that video yesterday, which went quite well. It's done okay. It's not done as well as my bottle of water, because I think in China that bottle of water phrase is quite well known here. But anyway, hopefully maybe it will hit a second round of algorithm, who knows. It's still hit, what was it? Still hit 50,000 views, not too bad. I'm thinking about the video for this week. I'm thinking about whether I should do a English video or more lifestyle video. I've got this idea at the moment that I find this in China a lot, is when you ask them something in English, they say what, which is kind of it's kind of rude in English culture. If you're like what, you should say pardon or sorry. So I'm thinking about doing something on that this week. We'll see. That's my video idea. Panda Profits podcast went up last night. Is done pretty well. Not as well as I'd hope. I know that if I wake up in the morning and it's hit 100 views on YouTube, my Panda Profits podcast, again, check that out, Panda Profits podcast, I know that's done quite well. So it's all about the watch time on those. But yeah, that was a pretty good episode with Josh Gardner. I've had some good responses. As you can see, guys, I don't know why I've got this little this little spot on the end of my nose. I don't know where that's come from. I was never a big acne guy growing up. I was pretty lucky. I never used to really get spots or acne growing up in high school. Some of my friends used to get it quite bad, and they'd use things like Clearasil and all that stuff. But I would just get one every now and again. That's what happens still. It's usually related to diet or stress, but I think my diet's been pretty good at the moment. Really good response on my video the other day about my altercation here in China. The altercation with, this might be quite a good one. So, it might be I don't know, look down the road, or who knows. It's very warm, but the weather, I don't know if you can see, looks like it's gonna rain. See that, guys? Yeah, it's a bit cloudy. So yeah, podcast went well, and the video on the altercation that I had in the cinema when I was watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has done really well, because people have generally been on my side, but also they acknowledge, you should ignore those kind of situations, which I will. Good news is I woke up this morning and a school I've been looking to work with in New Zealand have agreed, signed the agreement, we're good to go, so that's always a good sign. I'm also working with local government tourism board here in China, who have been absolutely, I must say, they've been absolutely splendid. I'm not saying that because you'll say, oh, you're a shill for China, oh, propaganda, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, they've been so quick on just everything. They've just been like, yeah, let's get it done. Really the way to do business. No back and forth and all this nonsense. They've just been like a delight to deal with. So I'm not going to mention where I'm off to, for that. Maybe I'll get the content done and then share it with you guys. But I'm still looking to do stuff in Shanghai. Like the Shanghai people never really approached me about doing stuff here. So I'd love to do some more stuff where I'm based. Would make more sense to promote this city. And I'm seeing a lot more foreigners here now. I'm seeing a lot more foreigners coming back to China, which is good. It's always good to see that. There are more foreigners coming in, exploring, learning more about this wonderful country and culture. So that's happening. This morning I did a bit of cardio with Mr. Lee, which, we had a good old chat. Mr. Lee, my gym partner, who's probably more famous than me in these little vlogs now. And then, what else? Just working today. Yeah, today is kind of I'm working on new leads at the moment, because recently I've been quite successful with, I guess, closing up the leads I've been working on the last 2 or 3 months. Now it's a case of new leads, new lead generation. Hopefully the podcast is going to bring in more leads, more outreach. I'm on the lookout for new interns, because I wouldn't use the word lost, but one of my interns has just stopped her internship I found this recently, and these interns I've had, I think I'm a good boss. I think the opportunities that I'm offering, but they always just have 2 or 3 months and they're gone. And I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think you should get as much experience and offer as much value as possible. And a lot of them are not. They're doing an okay job. But again, I moan about this in a lot of my vlogs, guys, that I'm really working my butt off. As a budding entrepreneur, first year or 2 into my business, putting everything into it, I definitely need to get some sort of assistant soon. Almost like an assistant who's going to help me with admin. It's a Chinese speaker. Is going to work hard, work above and beyond, who I'll pay and all this kind of stuff. But I need to just get everything aligned first. The one thing I will say is it's a little bit more complicated with payments here in China. When you get paid into a company, it's not so simple. In the UK, you just get, you just give someone an invoice, it gets sorted. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, you send them an invoice, they pay into your bank account, done. And then you declare the tax, when you do your accounts at the end of the financial year. In China, it's a little bit more complicated. You have to issue something called a fapiao, which is almost like a very legitimate invoice, because here they want to make sure everything is really kosher, really legitimate, right, when a payment goes through. So they have this special kind of invoice that is all registered with numbers and lined up against your your company accounts, all that kind of stuff. So it delays the process a little bit more. So I'm just working on that at the moment. Well, that's quite interesting. I don't know if I want to show that. It's quite interesting down there. See down there? It's like a little old Shanghai. I don't want to go too much in there because I do want to give people their privacy. So yeah, that is the thing about China. China has lots of opportunity, but when you're doing business here, you have to make sure that everything is legitimate. So all your payments and everything are really, you've got a contract, you've got it ideally English and Chinese, and everything is all aligned with receipts, fapiao. So working on that at the moment. I'm having a rest day from the gym today, although I did do my cardio. I'm not going to do any weights today. I got boxing tomorrow morning. Speaking of boxing, I watched the highlights of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, which was a great boxing match. And unfortunate that Fury lost, but at the same time, Usyk is a great fighter. Heavyweight and cruiserweight it's champion in cruiserweight and heavyweight. Really impressive. Unfortunate news I've got to share is my football team, Arsenal, came very close to winning the Premier League this year. Very unfortunate that they were 2 points off. Manchester City won. But Arsenal, I think they're going to come back next year and win. They're getting stronger and stronger now. It's my childhood team. I've always supported them since a young age, thanks to my father. Our family's always been big Arsenal supporters. So that happened yesterday. Unfortunately, I woke up and it was kind of somewhat of an impossible task because Arsenal were a few points behind. But yeah, I would say they're my two sports. I follow a bit of boxing, a bit of football. I was going to stay up till late last night. That is a little bit of a downside of living in China, is when there's football on, the game is never 8 p.m. in the evening. It's always 11 p.m, midnight. When the World Cup and the Euros are on here, the games are always at 3 a.m, which is a bit of a shame. But the Premier League is huge here in China. There's actually a bar here called Cages, where it's called Cages because they've got batting cages for baseball, and people go there to watch the games. And so it's a very nice Merc. There we go, quite nice. Very nice Mercedes. Oh, it's a Maybach. Speaking of cars, I've just seen that Jeremy Clarkson's Farm, I don't know if you guys watched that, but he's just been voted in some, this funny poll. He's been voted the sexiest man from the UK. He's beat Prince William, Daniel Craig, Tom Hiddleston. Idris Elba, all these great actors. And he's won it because, well, I say won it, it's just a silly kind of competition poll, but he's won it because he's seen as the ideal man. He's got the dad bod, he's got his own farm, he drives fast cars, got a beautiful girlfriend, living the life, which I thought was quite a funny poll. British guys, we're not always known as, it's weird, we're kind of like two sides of a coin. One side we do have those handsome guys that look good, and then the other side is guys like me, like this, not the best teeth, don't probably keep as much care of ourselves, take much care of ourselves as, say, Americans. But I guess things are changing. So yeah, another full-on week, guys. Lots happening here in China. The plan is pretty much just to work my butt off this week, really take it to another level with the gym. Boxing, I'll probably have a sparring session tomorrow, so get punched in the head, or not punched in the head, let's say. So I've got to work on that. And I'm always impressed with these delivery guys. They work really hard. This is what doesn't get promoted here in China, that you don't hear about in the West, is when you get delivery, it is on point. It's never late. It's usually early. They really make sure those packages get there. No one's stealing packages here. Don't mess with the delivery drivers here. I've always got a lot of respect for the way delivery is done here. Everything's tracked. It's just one thing we haven't been able to sort out in the West yet. It's quick, really quick. Yeah, it's going to be, I need to set up more meetings this week, guys. I really do. I was looking at my calendar. It's a little, I wouldn't use the word bare, but there's a few things lined up here and there, but I'm just going to work my butt off this afternoon, do a load of outreach, see if we can get some meetings going. I'm one of these guys that I can just do a lot of outreach and just generate leads and meetings. And Guangzhou, 我叫白格汉. There we go. They were looking at me a bit like, what's he doing? Yeah, that lady's followed me before. Anyway, so one of my favourite dogs just coming up here. Here we go, look at this dog, it's beautiful. It's quite an old one actually, I think. Beautiful coat though. And then you got next door, you got these little dogs. There you go. So, plan, I've got to work this afternoon. Play my guitar. I need to do some more push-ups in the day as well. Need to have a bit of a WeChat clear out as well. I've got too many probably WeChat contacts in there that are just bringing no value in my life. Interesting this morning actually, I did a bit of research for my client asked if I could see if there's any eye care KOLs. So I did a bit of research on Xiaohongshu, on Little Red and Douyin, and I found yeah, quite a few. 我不做直播，我拍视频。 Okay. Still wanting to, and what I need to go to this coffee shop one day. I will go to this coffee shop. I don't know when, but I will. And 说你好，说欢迎来中国，说哎，哎加油，我广告你们的国家。Anyway, I was saying I'm advertising your country, guys. So, yeah, what was I saying? I was doing a bit of research into like eye care, because the company approached like eye care supplements, vitamins, you know, for I don't know, better corneas, retinas, all that stuff. And it seems to be it's very much dominated here in China by the doctors, the eye doctors here. So, what was it? The opticians, all those guys. Optometrist, you know, whatever that word is. I should learn that really, if I do get to speak to the client. But yeah, it's all very, and it's good. That means that like these influencers, KOLs, if they're a doctor, they actually know what they're talking about, right? You know, they've actually, you know, they know the inside out of the eye. So I did a bit of that this morning, just doing a little bit of research into... It's part of my business, actually. Sometimes I have to do research into just the Chinese market, you know, whether it be KOLs or what's happening here in China, what's the industry like. So interesting, very interesting. There's the elders having a little bit of a bagua, a bit of a gossip. Well, I'm lucky, I've just escaped the rain today. Yeah, guys, do let me know what's going on with you. Are you all keeping well? Anyone coming to China? Anyone already in China? Your thoughts on China? Still the land of opportunity here. Still. See, this is interesting. These guys, they're like what do you call it? They're like huishou guys. They're like recycling. So they recycle these bits and bobs here. Anyway, yeah, guys, appreciate the support. Having some nice comments at the moment from people, so feel free to drop a comment. Like, criticize, praise, whatever you want. And we'll see you tomorrow with some more updates. So take care. 加油，再见，bye bye.